Appreciate you using that. That's kind of dangerous. Just a little bit.
Staying quorum present, I'd like to call the Semmes City Council work session to order. The time is now 6 p.m. Please remember to silence your cell phones and place them in, what is it? Oh, hold on.
Silent.
Silent mode in order to prevent any disruptions. My computer was going off. It's the meeting. All right, roll call, Ms. Hanberry.
Councilmember Watts. Councilmember Ebright.
Present.
Councilmember Herring.
Here.
Councilmember Joyce.
Here.
Councilmember LaShie.
Here.
Mayor Van Hook.
Here. All right, minutes for meetings of April 19th and 21st were emailed to each council member prior to tonight's meeting. Please take an additional moment for review before opening it up for discussion. Did you send that email out to everybody or just Councilmember Joyce?
Just to Councilmember Joyce, but I just gave everybody a copy of that first
Okay.
page.
Got one.
I've already, all right, let me for you. I gotta do that one, power, we're gonna do that one this week, tomorrow.
All right, do I have a motion to approve minutes?
No.
I'm sorry, do I have any discussion, Councilmember Joyce?
No, they were corrected.
Councilmember Herring?
None.
Councilmember Ebright?
Nothing.
And Councilmember LaShie?
None.
All right, minutes for meetings of April 19th and 21st will be up for approval at Thursday night's regular session. There's no presentations this evening. Moves on to citizen comments. Ms. Hanberry, do we have any citizen comments on the services, policies, and/or affairs of the city?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now we have one ordinance up for discussion, which is ordinance A, and reads as follows: an ordinance authorizing a joint purchasing agreement with Mobile County, Alabama. This time I'll ask Mr. Franklin, our Public Works Director, to present ordinance A to this council. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. This ordinance is the same one we do every year. Basically, it's a joint purchasing agreement with Mobile County. They get to buy, at discounted prices, and this agreement allows us to get some of the same materials at the same price that they get. And I believe many other cities do the same agreement with Mobile County. A lot of it's like asphalt, rocks, gravel, dirt, things like that we can get at discounted prices because of their buying power.
Thanks, sir. Any discussion, Councilmember Joyce?
Sounds like it's a good thing to do and continue to do.
Yes, ma'am. Councilmember Herring?
None.
Councilmember Ebright?
Nothing, sir.
And Councilmember LaShie?
Nothing.
All right, thank you, sir. Motion to approve ordinance A will be up for approval at Thursday night's regular session. Tonight we also have 4 resolutions up for approval. First resolution is Resolution A, and reads as follows: a resolution for authorization for the city to accept grant funds from the Alabama Tourism Department. Resolution A will be presented by myself. Resolution A, the state of Alabama, through the help of Senator Jack Williams, was able to get a grant for the city. This has been changed. Am I looking at this right? This is $19,000.
It's 19,000.
That's right.
Oh,
Per
I see. Okay,
event.
that's-
I did the same thing.
It's 39,000, 38,000.
I think
It's 39.
It's 39.
Isn't that what it was at the-
That was just 39,000. The math's not adding
That's my
up.
fault.
38.
I'm not good at math.
So we're allowed to use 38,000. We don't have, there's not, I don't think there's any specifics on the amount. We just have to use them on those 2 events.
Yeah.
So we just changed the resolution to match that. All right, so let me start over. So basically, the Alabama Tourism Department, we applied for a grant for tourism for our events, and we were granted through Senator Jack Williams, an amount of $39,000 total. And so we found out through our attorney, Mr. Fuller, that we need to bring all grants that the city receives to the council for approval. This has been approved through the finance committee to move on to, city council for approval. So again, this is for us to receive the $39,000, not for us to spend, if that makes sense. And then, Jacob, will you tell them a little bit about how we're gonna move forward with grants? So if the grant that we receive, correct me if I'm wrong, if the grant that we receive doesn't specify what the funds are for, then we'll have to bring another, are we doing it in this, resolution as well? We'll have to do a resolution, for the council to approve what the funds go to, am I correct?
Right, but this one does, I mean,
That's
this one
right.
says, yeah.
Since this one does specify the grant, we don't have to do that, if that makes sense. So I'll take blame for it. We've had some small grants that we've accepted, like $2,500 grants from Walmart and stuff like that we haven't brought to the council, but Jacob and I and Miss Mary have discussed that this is best practice for us to start bringing money before council as well. So again, this resolution is for us to allow this administration to accept the $39,000, and we'll change the resolution for Thursday night to reflect that. Any discussion, Councilmember Joyce?
I think it's great that we're getting a grant. Those are two great events, the 4th of July and the Fall Festival, and it does make sense that if the grant money's not designated for a particular purpose, that then we figure out where to spend it. But otherwise, I think it's great.
Thank you, Ben. Councilmember?
I think it's well said, and then of course, anything else that we can do to attract people to Semmes, showcase what we're doing in Semmes to hopefully attract families and other folks to move here, businesses. Also to show that, we're, reaching out to put on, city events that, people are gonna, come to enjoy. And, so I think it's just wonderful, and of course, a great catch from, Mary or Jacob for kind of dedicating for any grants that are coming in to make sure that everything's just kind of crossed off and make sure it's legit and being properly spent.
Thanks, sir. Councilmember?
Same here. Appreciate the city and administration going out and getting these grants to help fund the projects that we put forth for the citizens to enjoy these functions. Thank you.
Councilmember Walsh?
Anytime you can get money free, that's a good deal.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right, it's 19.5 each, so 39.
19.5 each?
Yeah.
All right, motion to approve resolution A will be, up for approval at Thursday night's regular session. All right, next is resolution B, and reads as follows: a resolution authorizing the city of Semmes to contract with Next Site for consulting services regarding economic development. Again, I'll present resolution B to this council. I do want to say that we did bring up this resolution to finance committee. Committee voted unanimously to move forward to city council for approval. We do have retail strategies that we use as an economic development firm, but we want to kind of take a step, and we want to get into a contract with a public-private partnership with Next Site. And basically, there's no retainer fee for this organization, and also the gentleman that did our municipal bond issuing is the one that has connected us with this company, which is David Langham with Fraser Lanier.
Yeah.
So we trust his financial background. He's a financial guru. David is, and he brought Mr. Chuck Branch to meet with me. We've met with him a couple times, and so basically he'll go out there and search the businesses that will accommodate Semmes. He's actually the one that has introduced the Publix to the Semmes market. And also he's got the connections with some of the other stuff that'd be more attracted to Semmes. Yeah, he's actually the founder of Retail Strategy. But he basically he gets paid off of commission and when the business opens up. So if you look at I don't know if you guys looked at this exhibit A on the back end. I'm just go over this with you guys real quick so there's no questions about it. Restaurants, QSR, which is quick service, FSR, full service, and fast casual. If he brings one of those out, the city's to pay him $12,500. But keep in mind, what we gain from it in tax revenue is way more substantial than that. Single or multi-tenant development, less than 10,000 to 17,500. Multi-tenant development, single tenant retailer between 10,001 to 50,000 square feet is 25,000 per development. And then multi-tenant development or single tenant retailer between 50,001 and 100,000 square feet is 35,000 per development. Development or single tenant retail, 100,001 plus is 50,000 per location. And multifamily hospitality, healthcare, entertainment, senior housing development, or for rent or for sale townhomes, 30,000 per location if the developer is introduced to the market by next site. So, which is really good, you know, we pay a retainer on Retail Strategies. He knew that we were in a contract with Retail Strategies, and so he has waived his retainer fee. This contract is a contract that's good for 3 years. So, after sitting down and talking with them, I'm beyond excited to work with them and move our community forward and introduce some businesses to Semmes that need to be out here. Any questions or comments, Councilmember Joyce?
I think it's, great, the money spent on Retail Strategies, we've gotten a lot of great useful information to use for, economic development, but we need to step it up and, have a resource, that really can be more aggressive and, to work with you on that, and it sounds like this is the one. So, all in favor of doing it, and I like the fact that payment sort of commission-based, but also they gotta deliver, and
Right.
the doors have to open. So it's not just pay me because we keep talking about it.
Right.
So, I think that's, being sort of incentive-based is, good, so look forward to seeing what they can do for us.
Thank you. Councilmember?
I think that's well said. And also with us, wanting to create a downtown area, any additional help to help procure that will be very beneficial to the city. And like Councilmember Joyce said, having Retail Strategies is great and all, but, I think having that extra person that's gonna be working basically off commission, to actually try to seal the deal, would be very beneficial for us in that process.
Right.
That's all right.
Thank you. Councilmember?
Nothing further from what, my previous, 2 council members said, so can't get no better. And I did attend the finance committee, so it was very well presented, I appreciate that.
Councilmember Lawson?
I think it'd be a great advantage for the city.
It is, I'll give you one more example. We contracted with Retail Strategies because Retail Strategies, nobody else was using it. We wanted the leg up with economic development and everybody else. Once we started using it, you started seeing a lot of municipalities follow suit with Retail Strategies. And so what happened was that didn't give us the leg up anymore. We're back to square one. So, they're working hard for us. Retail Strategy still is, and like Councilmember Joyce said, we've got our bang for our buck because of just the reports and the analysis alone that they've given us is, worth every penny. And I know you and I have gone through it with the Economic Development Committee, and we've presented it. We're going to ready to present some of it to the Finance Committee who's taken over that committee responsibility. But we're just adding an additional layer to help us, with economic development, go above and beyond. All right, so motion to approve Resolution B will be up for approval at Thursday night's regular session. Next is Resolution C and reads as follows. A resolution for authorization for the expenditure of funds for utility and infrastructure work in the Alabama Department of Transportation right-of-way at 6180 Lot Road. All right, Resolution C will be presented by Mr. Franklin.
All right, this is, of course, the public safety complex, 2-part project. One of them is to get fire water across the street. Right now, the water main is on the other side of Lot Road than where our building is. Now, we do have regular potable water, drinking water to the site. There's already water in there from last time, but this is to get fire water across the street to supply the sprinkler systems and the fire hydrant that's on that side of the road. So what has to be done is the contractor has to dig a bore pit on one side of the road and jack and bore the 6-inch water main along with the steel encasement pipe underneath Lot Road to get it over to our side of the road. So we knew we were gonna have to do this, we just didn't know when and how much it was gonna cost, so we've got all that firmed up. The other part of the project is the existing driveway to that Dollar General building was on the north side, offset to the property line on the north side, and it's 25 feet wide. And we didn't feel like that was gonna be ample for the fire trucks to come in and navigate safely and to get into the, number one, it's too narrow. Number two, being on that side of the property, it would be difficult for them to navigate in and out of the, backing into the engine bay. So this part of the project will not only widen the driveway from 25 to 50 feet wide, it'll center it on the building as close as we can. So that way, once they get in there and the emergency happens, they can shoot right out and get to Lot Road, so it'll save them time. And this, we got a quote to get both of these jobs done, and it's less than around $45,000, which is, that covers, you know, removing all the pipe and the drainage from the old driveway, scooting it over, upgrading it, widening it, you know, putting the new driveway back, doing all the water line details, everything necessary to take care of this. This project does have to be approved by ALDOT. They've got the plans right now, everything's looking good. We're just waiting on our binding paperwork to come back from the AMIC to show that we're responsible for, you know, anything that may happen in the right of way while they're installing the pipe or doing the driveway and things like that. As soon as we get approval on this, we can move forward. I feel like 2 to 3 weeks we should be able to get the contractor out there for the materials to go ahead and start the job.
How long do you think it'll take to get the job done?
A few days. A few days on the bore, and then the other part may take another few days. So maybe a week to 2 weeks tops.
I'll remove that. We're gonna wait to asphalt till we move that over, correct?
Right. Yeah. The project already was to get a layer of asphalt on top of it. I think that was a change order from earlier. In the original design, we were just gonna seal coat it, basically painting the parking lot black. But we just thought that getting a new building, you need a new layer of asphalt on there to make it look good. Plus, it thickens it up so that you get another 2 inches of asphalt in there for those fire trucks. It definitely needed that. So, yeah, but we're gonna wait till this project is complete before we resurface.
Now, this project is to be funded by the Public Safety Capital Account. And that's an account that's been kind of sitting there for a while with no expenditures coming out, so that's why we decided to use that account. Any questions or discussion, Councilmember Joyce?
Well, sounds like both are definitely needed. Is this considered just a change order? So it's not, where you're bidding it out, or?
No, it's separate from the original project, but it's less than $50,000, which is the line for the threshold. We did go ahead and get several quotes just to make sure that we're getting the best price. And this was the lowest quote by a trusted company.
I'm glad to see the widening and moving of the driveway, because when I toured it the first time, I might have suggested that to the mayor.
Who?
Me.
Mayor who?
Mayor who? Mayor Sarah Lynn. I think it's great.
Speechless. Councilmember Herring?
Nothing to add to it.
Councilmember Ebright?
I'm just surprised that the Dollar General or the Dollar General next door don't have sprinkler systems,
Does.
there. They
Does.
does. And we just couldn't tap into.
That was one of the things I asked, could we just, since they've already made a bore across the street, could we tap into it? And South Alabama Utilities said, it's not good practice because if something, if they're, for instance, they're down, that would shut us down too.
Got you.
And so it's just a safety precaution. You're right, they did bore it across the street. Whether they have sprinkler systems, I don't know, but I know they got a fire main on that side of the road. They had to do that bore.
Chief, you said they had a sprinkler system there, didn't
They've never installed one. They bored up under the road and put
Really?
a backflow preventer in, but never installed
Wow.
a sprinkler system.
I think at the last minute, the architect said it wasn't required because it's,
And I guess they just didn't want to spend the extra money.
and it is required in our building because of course people will be sleeping.
Residential.
Yeah.
Councilmember LaShie?
Sound like it's a necessity. Be a good deal for the, especially for the fire truck. That's the main thing.
All right, thank you, Mr. Franklin. Motion to approve resolution C will be up for approval at, Thursday night's regular session. Next is resolution D, and it reads as follows. A resolution for authorization for the expenditure of funds to purchase appliances for the public safety complex. Resolution D will be presented by Chief Brooks. Come on down, Chief.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So we're at that point where we need to purchase some appliances for the new public safety complex. This resolution is to purchase 2 refrigerators, a stove, a microwave, a dishwasher, washer and dryer, and accessories to go with it. We went to Lowe's and they put together a pretty good package for us. One of the good things about Lowe's is 7 to 10 day delivery. So the original price was $7,469.82, but with the volume savings discount, it brought it down to $6,306.87. So this resolution is to allocate no more than $7,000 for purchase and delivery of the appliances, and the source of funding for the appliances will come from the public safety capital account.
Hey, didn't you wanna change that?
Yeah, that's supposed to be, I just circled it. That's supposed to be the, what's that gonna be, Mary? Is it gonna be bond issuance?
It can be either, I think.
It could be the public safety
I think this is what I originally put, and I thought you said to change it to something else.
Actually, you know what? It was the other one. Let's say that, let me go back. Let's go back one resolution, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. The, authorization for the expenditure of funds for utility and infrastructure work, the source of funding will actually be the 10-cent gas tax,
That's right, that's it.
not the public safety capital account. I'll tell you why we went with the 10-cent gas tax, because we budgeted for a project for Illinois Street and Church Street, and we didn't do that project because it came in way over budget, so we're transferring those funds over to this project. Thank you. Thank you for that. But this account will be funded out of the public safety account. Any other discussion, Councilmember Joyce?
No, sounds good.
Councilmember Herring?
Sounds good.
Councilmember Ebright?
But, we gotta get it, that's what, stay in there, so.
Councilmember LaShie?
Sounds good to me.
All right, Chief has presented the cost associated with the appliances. I'm gonna ask the council for immediate consideration tonight to approve the appliances due to the sales price expiring tomorrow.
So moved.
Motion made immediate for immediate
Second.
consideration, made by, Councilmember Joyce, seconded by Councilmember Herring. Any discussion on the current motion? Councilmember Joyce?
None.
Councilmember Herring?
None.
Councilmember Ebright?
No, sir.
Councilmember LaShie?
Done.
Ms. Hanberry, we recording the vote.
Councilmember Ebright,
Yes.
Councilmember Herring,
Yes.
Councilmember Joyce,
Yes.
Councilmember LaShie.
Yes.
Mayor Van Hook.
Yes. Motion to approve immediate consideration has been approved. Since immediate consideration has been approved, I have a motion to approve resolution D.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Joyce, seconded by Councilmember Herring. Discussion on the approval of resolution D. Councilmember Joyce.
None.
Councilmember Herring.
None.
Councilmember Ebright.
None.
Councilmember LaShie.
None.
All right, Ms. Hanberry, we record the vote.
Councilmember Ebright,
Yes.
Councilmember Herring,
Yes.
Councilmember Joyce.
Yes.
Councilmember LaShie.
Yes.
Mayor Van Hook.
Yes. Motion to approve resolution D has been approved, and that will not be on Thursday night's agenda now. You can order your appliances ASAP tomorrow before it expires. Don't go anywhere, Chief.
Okay.
Before I ask for comments from the council and legal counsel and staff, I'm gonna ask Mr. Franklin and Chief Brooks to come up and give us, give the council a quick update. Chief Brooks will give a quick update on the public safety complex, and Mr. Franklin's gonna give a quick update on City Hall. Go ahead, Chief.
Okay, so we're moving right along with the public safety complex. I kinda estimate about 85% complete. On the exterior, all brick has been completed. The fire line for the sprinkler system has been installed along with a fire hydrant. The outside windows and doors have gone in, exterior lights are being put in. The panels on the roof and the outside walls that needed to be replaced have been replaced. Air conditioning units are going in, and the diesel exhaust system, has been put in, for the engine bay. Some of the things that we're waiting on for the exterior are the overhead doors, the front doors. The maintenance overhead door has been installed, it actually was installed today. Boring up under the road for the water for the fire line. And of course, we talked about the asphalt and extending the turn in and turn out, and also the backup generator. So the interior, all the plumbing and electrical has been completed with a transition to permanent power possibly tomorrow, so we can get the AC unit going to get the climate inside acclimated to be able to put the floors in. Most of the built-in counters and cabinets have been installed, cages installed on the PD side, and second coat of paint is going on the walls, and bathroom fixtures being installed. So we're moving along with it.
I do want to add to that too. I don't know if y'all have been following the Mobile County Commission. They have approved our request for a grant for $200,000. Well, they have approved to move it on. Let me say that.
I was about to
They
say, I
had
just said that.
they had over $400 million in requests, and they narrowed it down to 35 requests, and we were one of them. So the $200,000 we've passed through the first one, and then have you filled out the questionnaire?
Yeah, I sent it Friday.
Questionnaire we had to fill out, and it'll go to, I guess, a second one, we're not really sure. And then, hopefully we'll be approved for $200,000 after that, so, we're fingers crossed on that. Thank you, Chief. Any questions for Chief for the Public Safety Complex? Alright. Mr. Franklin, come on up and give us an update on City Hall.
All right.
Thank you, Chief.
I wish we were that far along, but they are moving really good out there. I didn't really write anything down. I feel bad. Chief did all that work. Go off memory. But the exterior of the building, if you've been by there, you saw they put the split brick facing, and that goes up about 4 foot tall. So they've got that, I think, 95% done on that, and they started working their way up with the regular brick. So that's going on the outside. The inside, all the interior framing is, I'd say it's 95% done as well. And that's so all the walls are up. They're really close on their the rough end plumbing. We're supposed to get the water tied into the mains so they can pressure the water lines up, and they can do a plumbing inspection. They've got a lot of electrical conduit pulled already. There's a couple walls that are missing on that, but it's really close. The heat and air conditioner, all the vents and the duct work are going up right now. We still probably, that's a lot of work there. There's a lot of duct work to go. So they're probably another week out finishing that. This week, they should be starting to put, well, actually after the plumbing inspection, they can put up one side of the sheetrock walls on all the interior framing. They just have to leave the other side of the wall exposed until they finish the electrical and the mechanical. So that's going on right now. That's probably a good stopping point. I don't know what else is going on.
Plus the tower.
Oh yeah, the block tower is just about complete. They don't have the cover on, but you can see the exterior of it. Don't have any of the windows in or doors or anything like that. But for the time they've been out there, they're really moving. They're moving good. They've got a lot of people out there every day working, so it's we're happy with the pace that they're doing it. Good quality work too.
Thanks, sir. Any questions or comments from Mr. Franklin? Thank you, sir. Excited to move forward. Excited to get in that new council chambers. Yeah. Mr. Floor, you got anything for us?
Well, speaking of money, have we talked about the change to rescue plan
No.
funding?
Not in the council, we haven't. We have, but not the council.
Mary can speak to it probably better than I can, but we discovered that they made a serious change to the American Rescue Plan funding last month, and it's extremely beneficial to us. One of the categories for losses under the plan was economic loss, which we didn't believe we could show much in that area. Economic loss due to COVID. But now they changed the rule to make the minimum what is it, 10 million?
10.
10 million, no matter if you had 10 million in economic loss or not, you can claim 10 million. Which is huge for us because that means we can use all of our funding. Funding you receive for economic loss can be used for general government services, which is
Everything.
about everything. Getting funding from other sources under the rescue plan, it really limits what you can do with it. So now they changed the rule to make the standard deduction for economic loss to be $10 million, whether you had $1 in loss or, whatever. Which is, the way I read it, I was just shocked because, it's just a boon for smaller towns. Because it really opens up the doors of what you can do with the money.
Yeah.
So now Mary can tell you better how much money we have and how much more we're gonna get. We can use all of it for government services.
It's close to $1 million that we'll have total. We've got about 332,000 left from the first round, and 624,000 should be coming in July.
It's huge. Because you had to get somewhat creative to spend it in some areas. This just basically them just saying you can spend it how you see fit.
I think we have utilized a majority of that though for our parks. I think we've talked about it before, how we're going to spend the money. And, we have an uncompleted municipal park and some other options that we are possibly haven't come available. And so, the main part was economic development. And obviously, bringing people into our area, what can we do to utilize that money? And that was, parks was obviously a huge thing for us. So, and we, like I said, we have uncompleted parks that need to be finished. Anything else?
That's it.
Any other questions for him? Anything from this council? Any staff comments?
I just want to remind everybody that their statement of economic interest are due. So if you haven't done it, please get on that. There's fines involved if you don't complete it.
And also do remind everybody the National Day of Prayer is Thursday at what time?
10.
10. I may not be there. Melody is being inducted to the National Junior Honor Society. And then we have our House flag dedication. You want to talk about that on Friday?
Friday.
What time is that?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. We'll have refreshments and all that. You need to get with Mr. Lawshe for his discretionary funds for the.
We have.
Okay, good. Thank you.
We've handled that.
Thank you, sir. All right, any other business I might come for this meeting?
Heritage Day is this weekend too. Another-
Heritage Day is this weekend. What time?
That is 10 to 2,
What
Saturday.
time is this weekend?
September, yeah, I mean,
No, it's for
7th.
Saturday.
Oh my God.
Alright, Heritage Day is this weekend as well, 10 to 2, Saturday. Alright, anything else? Am I missing? A lot going on this week.
Yeah, 3 events in 3 days.
Alright, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Harris, second by Councilmember Ebright. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This City Council